Hello students, in this video we are going to study about the sexual reproduction in plants. So reproduction involves the fusion of male and the female gametes. Okay, as I told you in the previous video that where we were studying about the asexual reproduction, there only one parent was required. But when we are studying about sexual reproduction, so it involves the fusion of male and female gametes which will form the seed and it will develop into a new plants. Okay, so let's see its parts of a flower and their functions. Number one is petals. These are brightly colored which attract the insects for what? For pollination. Okay, so this is the first step. The second part is sepals. The green protective leaves encloses the bud before it opens. So protective leaves is, you must have seen where the flower, and you must have seen the green color leaf like structure. It protects the birds. Now the next one is stamens. Stamens are the male reproductive part and it consists of anther and the filament which produces the pollens, and the female part is known as pistil which contains three parts: the stigma, style and ovary. These are the three parts of female reproductive part of the flower. All right, so let's start with the first process, pollination. So how does this pollination takes place? The transfer of the pollen from the anther to the stigma. So where do we see these anthers and where do we find the pollens? You must have seen there is a filament and a anther. Inside this anther, this is, I'm talking about the male part, this is anther and this is the filament. Okay, inside this, these are yellow dust like structure which is present, which is known as pollen, which helps in the pollination, and this is transferred to the stigma. Stigma is the female part. Okay, so here we can see that the pollination takes place in two different types: self pollination. Pollen from the same flower of the plant fertilizes the stigma. That means the pollens are transferred from anther to the stigma in the same flower. In the same flower, this process is taking place. This process taking place in the same plant. And in cross pollination, pollens from the different flowers or the plants fertilizes the stigma. Means the flower of the same type, these are the two flowers, they are of the same type but two different plants. Okay, here when the pollination takes place, this is known as cross pollination. So how does this pollination takes place? What are the methods? What are how they who help them in the pollination? So there are certain agents of pollination. So pollination also takes place by wind, by air. The pollens are dispersed in water by insects, birds, bats and other animals. Okay, so it is very understood that the pollination takes place by water. That means it flows, the pollen flows and it goes and stick to the stigma of the female flower. But how the insects helps in the pollination? Do you know this? So what happens when the insect sits on the male flower? So the pollens get stick to their legs, and when they go to the female flower, they shake off, and that all the pollens drop on the stigma. This is stigma part here, and this way the pollination takes place. All right, so let's see. When the pollination has taken place, the next step is fertilization. Once the pollination, this is the stigma, and when the pollens have landed over here, when the pollens have landed over here, so what happens, these pollens form a tube inside this part is known as stigma, this is style, and this part is ovary. Inside the ovary, you know what is there? Inside the ovary there are ovules. So when the pollen land over here, they form a tube like structure through which the sperm cells travels, and it goes to this ovary inside the ovules, and then the fusion takes place, and what at the result, what is formed? They form a zygote. They form a zygote. Okay, so now study this. This process is known as fertilization. This process is known as fertilization. Okay, so let's study one by one. First, pollen grain lands. As I told you, pollen grain lands on the stigma, the sticky surface of the pistil. This is also known as the pistil. So pollen tubes formation, then they form the pollen tubes. Why? Because through that only the pollen grains germinate, and the tubes, they grow into the style. This is the style, the outer part, the female part. It is a tube like, inside which they form, these pollens form a tube, and they go and they travel through it. And the next one is, how does this sperms travel? How does this sperm travel? This sperm travels down the ovary where the ovules are located. They travel through this, and they go in down the ovary where the ovules are located, as I told you, and there they form the egg cells. They join together, they fertilize, and they form a zygote, which is the fertilization. Okay, so children, if you want me to send the video or send the PDF of this slide, then just comment me below. The next, once the seed is formed, then what happens next? So the seed formation and dispersal. After fertilization, the zygote develops into an embryo. Okay, and it is surrounded by a food source, which is endosperm. It is also a layer of a tissues. Okay, inside the zygote there is an embryo which is formed. Okay, this is called an embryo. Then this only, there is an outer layer which is called the seed coat. The ovule wall hardens to form the protective seed coat. So what we have studied, that inside the ovary there was ovule, the sperm cells, egg cells came, and they form a zygote, and here that's inside out, this is the zygote. Inside the zygote the embryo is formed. This is zygote. And then what will happen? The ovule wall, the outer wall, it will harden and it will form a seed coat. It will form a seed coat. Alright. So again here, how these seeds are dispersed. There are dispersal methods are given by wind, water, animal, and other mechanism. Here you can see, this is the flower of dandelion. Okay. So this is being dispersed by wind. You can see this is being dispersed by wind. Okay. Now after this, how does the germination of the seed takes place? what are the, see, I have made this PDF in such a form so that at a glance you can understand the topic. So I have only chose these keywords to make you understand. It becomes easier for you to understand. So what is the first steps? That a germination always need a favorable condition. This is the first point, that it needs the moisture, warmth, oxygen. These are required for the germinations. Then the second step, that root emerges. The seed coat which we have studied just now, this seed coat breaks. How does it breaks? How? It will break because it has got this favorable condition of moisture, warm. Okay, so due to this it will break, and it will break and it will form a radical. You can see this part is known as the radical will grow inside the soil. Always remember, inside the soil, the radical will grow inside the soil. The second part, the shoot grows. The plumule emerges and grows outside towards the sunlight. This part is the shoot. Okay, so this part is the shoot, and it will grow into a what? This part is the shoot, and it will grow into a outside. It will grow outside the, means outside the layer of the ground. This is the layer of the ground, and it will form a plant. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. So the next one is the new plants developed. So here, as a result, what you will see, the new plant will develop after this germination. Okay, so next is, what is the importance of the sexual reproduction in plants? You can see here. Now, see, nowadays some analytical types of questions are also asked, like what is the importance of growing the sexual? See, every time in your books, in your textbooks, there will be the content that how does it takes place, what are the methods, what are the process it goes through, but there will be certain analytical type of questions which will be asked in your exams. So what is the importance of the sexual reproduction? If this question is asked, genetic diversity. What does you mean by genetic diversity? It means the sexual reproduction create genetic variations among the offspring which increases the chance of survival. Okay, so it increases the survival in changing the environment. All right, then next is adaptation to new conditions. So plants can adapt to the new environments like different climate, all soil types through the sexual reproduction. So the next one, last one is very important. This one is very important. Seed production. Sexual reproduction allows the plants to produce seed. Why? Because it is essential for the continuation of species. This is very important part, that the importance of sexual reproduction is to produce the seeds which will help in the continuation of the species. All right, children. So I have just given you a brief or a description of how the reproduction takes place asexually and sexually. If you want any more details, then comment me before, or if you want any other topic if you want me to make a video or any other topic of biology or chemistry of any class, so just comment me below, and if I get the comment more than 3 or 4 students, then I'm going to definitely make a video on that topic. Okay, children, so thank you so much. Stay tuned. Bye bye. Take care. God bless you all.